Hi, I'm Greg Dell, joined by attorney Cesar Gavidia, and today's disability benefit tip is going to be about Unum long-term disability denial and what first steps you should take if your Unum claim has been denied. And Cesar, Unum's the world's largest long-term disability insurance carrier. You've seen thousands and thousands of denial letters from Unum, but when someone calls you and they say, I've been denied, what are the most important tools that you want to gather so that you can first begin to form your strategy to help the claimant get their long-term disability benefits reinstated?
Yeah. Well, Unum always likes to deliver good news by telephone. So they'll call you to tell you that you're denied or that your benefits have been terminated first. Right. And then usually you have to wait on this denial letter to either arrive in the mail, or sometimes it doesn't arrive for weeks and you have to call them and inform them, look, I haven't received the denial letter. It's important that you send it to me. I need it right now. And you need to get that denial letter because it's going to describe all those reasons. It's going to provide you that basis that Unum basically had to deny or terminate your benefits.
And in this denial letter, is there a format required by law that Unum is supposed to follow?
Yeah, so they need to provide you obviously with the policy language that they relied on. So there's particular sections in that policy. Let's say you're qualifying for your own occupation benefits. They need to lay out the definition of total disability, the description and definition of what own occupation means or what any gainful occupation means. And then they have to get into all of that detail about why you're not eligible for benefits. They often also they actually have to provide you with information relating to what you can do to perfect or get your claim approved. So if there's some documentation missing, if there's something that they need specifically that they didn't receive, they have to describe that within their denial letter. They're not always so good at doing that, but that's what's required.
Well, I rarely see them tell you what you need. It's more about what you don't have
Yeah.
and why you're not eligible, not, oh, by the way, send us this. It's just form information saying, send us objective evidence. The other thing besides a denial letter, which is a starting point, is something called the claim file, which Unum's required by law to provide. What is that, and why is it so important in structuring your roadmap moving forward?
Yeah, it's absolutely critical you have the claim file or the administrative file. And what that basically is, it's possessed by Unum. Unum doesn't have to provide it to you unless they actually make an adverse decision on your claim or they deny your claim. Unum's gotten into so much trouble in the past that if you request it, even if they haven't made an adverse decision but you don't feel easy about what's going on, they'll often provide it, but they technically don't have to. And that's going to contain all of that documentation, all of the reports, anything from their medical reviewers. It's going to contain all the communications between you and Unum. It's going to contain even internal memoranda between Unum and their personnel, other people there. If it goes to a quality review person, it has to contain questions and dialogue between the claims representative and that person, or a director or a supervisor. It's usually going to contain your disability policy, which a lot of people don't even have before they embark on their disability claim, and that's really important to have. So it's going to contain all that critical information, documentation that you're going to need to properly address the reasons that you're being denied and successfully appeal.
So it's good to discuss these initial steps as our tips as to what you need to do once you get it denied, because you only have 6 months to file an appeal. And some people may be like, wow, 6 months sounds like a lot. But it's going to take Unum a minimum of 30 days usually to get a claim file. It takes them a week or two to get you the denial letter. And by the time you start down and do this thing, you're already down to 5 months. And now you got to obtain medical records and go back to doctors and get additional testing. So the time goes very quickly. So taking swift and quick action is essential. But what I always tell people when they call us is that send us a copy of the denial letter, whether it's myself, you, any of the lawyers on our team. No matter where they live in the country, we're always going to provide an immediate free phone consultation. And in that consultation, through a review of the denial letter, we'll be able to determine what we think are the chances of success, how much time it's going to take, what it's going to cost, how long we think they will be without benefits, do we think we're going to win, if we lose, here are their potential arguments, and if we do lose, here are going to be the next steps. And you always got to think beyond just the appeal, because the law is skewed in favor of the insurance companies, as you know, but you need to be strategic and know how to move forward from the appeal so that you can have a good lawsuit as well. So there's lots of interesting issues that have to be discussed, and we're always happy to offer this free initial consultation, and we we welcome you to contact us so that we can begin the path towards getting your Unum long-term disability benefits reinstated.